Hola a todos, hello everyone, y bienvenidos a nuestra hora de cuentos bilingüe. Welcome to our bilingual story time. Let's get started with the Eyes Are Watching song, que comencemos con la canción Eyes Are Watching, okay? Aquí está, here it is. Eyes are watching, ears are listening, mouth is closed, hands are still, feet are very quiet. You should really try it. Listening well, listening well. Muy bien, very good. Y ahora en español. Aquí vamos, here we go. Vamos a mirar, vamos a escuchar con boca cerrada y manos tranquilas. Los pies quietos. Debes probarlo. Escuchen bien, escuchen bien. Very good, very good. Okay, first we are going to learn some new words for our story. Primero vamos a aprender rápidamente algunas palabras nuevas para nosotros, okay? Aquí vamos, here we go. ¿Qué tengo aquí? What do I have here? ¿Qué tengo aquí? It's a duck, right? Una pata. Una pata. Can you say la pata? La pata, the duck. Okay. Aquí, here. Un huevo. An egg. Can you say huevo? Un huevo. Okay, here we have, ¿quién es? Who is it? Un patito. A duckling. Un patito. Can you say patito? It's fun to say. Un patito. So we have la pata, un patito. Okay, the words are similar, right? Aquí tenemos el patito feo, the ugly duckling. El patito feo. Can you say el patito feo? Okay, very good. What's here? It's water, right? El agua. El agua. Can you practice saying el agua? Very good. Y ahora tenemos un gato, a cat, right? Un gato, you say it, un gato. Y finalmente, la gallina, a hen. Can you say la gallina? Very good, la gallina. Okay, here we go. Aquí vamos con nuestro cuento que se llama El Patito Feo. Here we go with our story that is called The Ugly Duckling. Okay. Preparar. Have to prepare. Y aquí vamos. Uy, ella no quiere. She doesn't want to sit. Okay. Can you see? Very good. It was summertime in the country, and una pata was sitting on her nest. Her patitos were just about to be hatched, but she was getting tired of sitting, for it had lasted such a long time. At last, un huevo, one egg, after another, began to crack. Cheep, cheep, they said. Cheep, cheep. Cheep, cheep. ¿Cuántos hay? How many are there? ¿Cuántos hay? Uno, dos, tres. Tres patitos, no? 3 little ducklings. Quack, quack, said La Pata, and they all quacked their hardest back to her and looked around them. La Pata said, I suppose you are all here now. and she got up. Ah, no, the biggest huevo is still there. How long is it going to last? And she settled herself on the nest again. At last, the big huevo cracked. Cheep, cheep, said El Patito, and he tumbled out. How grande, how big, how grande and strange he looked. La Pata looked at him. His colors were all wrong. He was gray with a black beak, while the other patitos were yellow with orange beaks. And he was muy grande, so big. That is a very big, strange patito, she said. None of the others looked like that. Can he be a turkey chick? Well, we will soon find out when we go for a swim. The next day was gloriously fine, and La Pata took her family down to the lake. Splash! Into the agua she jumped. Quack, quack, she said, and one patito jumped in after another. In they go into el agua. The water went over their heads, but they came up again and floated beautifully. Even the Patito Feo swam about with them, so La Mamá knew that El Patito Feo was no turkey. After that, they felt quite at home, but the poor Patito, which had been the last to come out of the shell and who looked so strange, was bitten and made fun of by both the ducks and the hens. El Patito Feo was very sad because they made him feel feo, ugly. He couldn't stand it anymore, so he ran away. Oh, poor Patito Feo. No? He ran away. They tease me because I am so different, thought the poor Patito as he ran. Soon he came to a great marsh where the wild birds lived, and he was so tired and miserable that he stayed there all night. In the morning, a wild garza, a heron, flew up to inspect the visitor. What sort of creature are you? He inquired, as the Patito Feo greeted him as well as he could. You look very strange, said La Garza. Poor little Patito. All he wanted was permission to rest and drink a little of el agua before continuing on. Toward night, he reached a poor little cottage. An old woman lived there with her gato and her gallina. The old woman allowed El Patito Feo to stay for a few weeks. The gato and la gallina were often bored and amused themselves by teasing and pestering and picking on the little Patito. Pretty soon, the Patito missed swimming in the lake and his freedom, and told the old woman, the gato, and the gallina, adios. Do you guys remember what adios means? Adios. We sing it in our song, right? It means goodbye. So he told them goodbye. So away went El Patito. He returned to El Agua, and he enjoyed himself in it. But he was judged by every living creature for his strange appearance. Now, el otoño, the fall, el otoño came on, and with it came cold weather. And then came el invierno. What do you think el invierno is? When do we have snow? Right? The winter. So after el otoño came el invierno, and the clouds hung heavy with snow and hail. The wind was bitterly cold, and the patito struggled to survive in the harsh conditions. However, when el sol returned, and with it came the beautiful primavera, the patito was still in the marsh, lying among the water plants, and the birds were singing, and the spring, la primavera, had come. Then, all at once, el Patito Feo raised its wings, and they were much bigger and stronger than before. Just then, in front of him, he saw 3 beautiful white cisnes. Swans. Can you say cisne? El cisne. Swans. He saw 3 beautiful white cisnes coming toward him. They had long, graceful necks and beautiful white feathers. He decided to be brave and greet the new birds, because he had been lonely through the long winter, and they were too beautiful not to, whether they chose to be kind to him or not. So he swam toward los cisnes. They saw him and also swam toward him. But what did he see reflected in the water as he swam? He saw below him his own image, but he was no longer a clumsy, dark Patito Feo, strange and awkward. He was himself un cisne. He was a swan. The other cisnes reached him. Stay. Nope, stay. The other cisnes reached him and swam round and round, asking him all sorts of friendly questions about himself. He felt quite shy and hid his head under his wing. Oh, can you hide your head under your wing? Oh, he was shy. He did not know what to think. He was so very happy, but he didn't feel very proud. He remembered how he had been pursued and judged, and now he heard them all say that he was the most beautiful of all beautiful birds. He promised himself never to forget his experiences or tease others who were different than him. He joined los cisnes and lived happily ever after. The end. El fin. What do we think of the story? ¿Qué pensamos de nuestro cuento de hoy? It is a good lesson, no? To be kind to everyone, whether they look like us or not. Okay, let's sing a song. Que cantemos un poquito. Let's sing a little bit. What is this? Can you see him? It's a fish. A little fish. Un pescadito. Can you say pescadito? Good. Pescadito. Okay. Our song goes like this. Nuestra canción va así. I'm a little fish, I like to swim. You can't catch me 'cause I have no fins. When I swim past my friends, I hear them say, stop your swimming and come and play. Can we try it together? Okay. I'm a little fish, I like to swim. You can't catch me 'cause I have no fins. When I swim past my friends, I hear them say, stop your swimming and come and play. Let's try it one more time. Una vez más, un poco más rápido, a little faster, okay? I'm a little fish, I like to swim. You can't catch me 'cause I have no fins. When I swim past my friends, I hear them say, Stop your swimming and come and play. Very good. Ahora la vamos a cantar en español. Now we are going to sing it in Spanish. Como siempre, no like always. Va así. Goes like this. Soy un pescadito, me gusta nadar. No puedes cogerme, puedo escapar. Cuando nado solo así, mis amigos me dicen, ven aquí. Can we try it together? Nice and slow, ¿no? Muy lento. Soy un pescadito, me gusta nadar. No puedes cogerme, puedo escapar. Cuando nado solo así, mis amigos me dicen, ven aquí. ¿Sí? Yes? One more time. Soy un pescadito, me gusta nadar. No puedes cogerme, puedo escapar. Cuando nado solo así, mis amigos me dicen, ven aquí. Very good. Well, that is it for today. Eso es todo para hoy. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. Can we sing? ¿Podemos cantar la canción de decir adiós? We heard adios in our story today, didn't we? Adios means goodbye. Right? Here we go. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. Es hora de decir adiós. Es hora de decir adiós. Es hora de decir, es hora de decir, es hora de decir adiós. Adiós, mis amigos. Hasta luego.